Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we have a Gruul deck that's Smuggler Surprise, and you know we like a good Smuggler Surprise deck around here, but this one looks very different, taking advantage of Devastating Onslaught and Anticausal Vestige. Not cards you normally see in this list, and I'm really curious to see how it works out. And this was played by a player in one of the recent regional championships that only went like 8 and 7. It was best of 3, but I'm very curious why these choices were made. So this is why I put in the work so you don't have to. But we're going to start with some Llanowar Elves, because mana makes sense in this list. Of course, Smuggler Surprise, so you can get your big creatures for free, or protect them. Couple of Abrade, which I actually don't mind. This makes a lot of sense, especially considering the 4-color or Jeskai control decks are leaning on the artifacts to get extra mana, so that's kind of nice. The Badger Mole Cub, and 1 copy of Archdruid's Charm, which I also like, because you can just search for whatever creature you're missing, or mana, if you're a little tight. A couple of Surrak Elusive Hunter, and this is something you also don't see in a lot of these Smuggler Surprise lists. I don't hate the card, it's actually very good. It's just a little bit of surprise that's in the list. And then we have Terror of the Peaks, because this actually does make a lot of sense, and kind of one of the typical cards you see. Bloomvine Regent, another way to ramp up or get some life, which is nice. Twin Moss Stormbrood being something that you can actually get rid of early creatures with the Charring Bite side, but then also gain some life later if you just need to play it. Calamity, Galloping Inferno, great for copying all these creatures that are non-legends. And then Anticausal Vestige. Now, this is one, it was hot for a minute, and we don't really see it in any deck lists anymore. But when this leaves the battlefield, you draw a card, then you can put a permanent with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from your hand onto the battlefield. So a lot of times you want to warp this for 4, so you can get the advantage of drawing the card and putting the thing on the battlefield. But then also, if we're able to copy this with like Calamity or something, then I guess you just get extra cards and stuff, which is kind of cool. So we'll see how it works out. Couple copies of Vaultborn Tyrant, which makes sense. This card's just good, draws cards, gains life, does all the things you want, and it tramples. And then Devastating Onslaught. It's XX red. You create X tokens that are copies of target artifact or creature you control. Those tokens gain haste on the turn, sacrifice them at the beginning of the next turn's end step. This can actually be really good if you do get a Terror of the Peaks out or a Vaultborn Tyrant. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to make 2 copies, right? I'm going to spend 5 mana or 7 mana, whatever. And then those get to attack, and then when they die, they have some other ability. Terror of the Peaks, obviously, this enter the battlefield and deal damage. But Vaultborn Tyrant, you get a bunch of cards, a bunch of life. Anticausal Vestige, those tokens die because they're sacrificed in the turn. So then you get to draw and put some stuff on the battlefield. So I kind of see where the deck's going. It'd be very interesting to see if it works out the way we're thinking. But also, as a reminder, we do have a sponsor over at Tales of Adventure. You go check them out if you're going to buy some Magic cards. Mostly because if you use my code DRAGON, which is DRAGN, you'll save 5% on whatever you put into your card over there, which is super sweet. But also, if you want to sell cards to them and you don't want to put, 30 pounds worth of cards in the mail, you can just go to one of these events. And if you just take your cards to them, they will give you cards or cash for your cards. You give them the cards, they give you the cash. But yeah, it's a great way. If they're in your area, go hit them up. Good people to do business with. But that aside, let's go see if this weird version of Smuggler Surprise can get some wins. Oh, I'm pretty sure we can't keep this. Right? Nothing on 1 and 2. Keeping 2/7 costs would probably be bad. This is better. Man, what do we get rid of? I'm assuming it has to be Calamity, because we have to hold on to something to remove a thing. We don't have that many removal spells. At least it feels that way. Wow, they're just playing Pixies straight up. Interesting. Whoop, don't do that. Need our green mana. This hand's not great. We're going to be up against it a little bit. This is probably the Azorius Momo deck, because that's the only thing that's playing. Yeah, it's the only thing playing Pixies right now these days. Alright, taking some damage. We're going to be taking more damage, I guess. I don't think a point's going to matter, so I'd rather just get these lands on the battlefield and save life. And then just leave up a Braid if we need it. It looks a little suspicious not attacking there with the Llanowar Elf, obviously, but what you going to do? Alright, you have a Momo. They are just attacking. Love that for us. Do you have a way to protect your Momo, is the question? They do not. Love that. Come on. That's not what we were looking for. That's disappointing. All right. Well, hey, next turn we have a Terror of the Peaks. I don't know if it'll live. They may have removal that they're just saving for something better than a Llanowar Elf, but if it's what we got, it's what we got, you know? They didn't have anything to go with Momo last turn, so I'm assuming they don't this turn. This is kind of interesting. I guess we just go for it. If there's a shelter or something, so be it. I almost played the Vestige first, and then figured we could follow up and just play it full price next turn, but the other part of it is, if they don't have anything for the Terror of the Peaks, we just Devastating Onslaught the Terror, right? I can't imagine we're going to get to, though. Oh, Conductor. All right, cool. That's one of the safer cards we could have seen. Oh, boy. We're going to do the thing. If they attack, I'm not even sure I'd want to block. Yeah. All right. So we can Onslaught for 1, 2, because that's 5 mana. We would need 7 to do it 3 times. All right. X is 2. Copy the Terror of the Peaks. That is a lot of damage straight at the dome. All right, I'll take it. To be fair to the opponent, if I was in their shoes, I'm not sure what I would be expecting there, so I can't blame them for that just coming out of nowhere. I probably would have thought, okay, Smuggler Surprise is incoming. That's an even more weird way to get there, but it worked. Oh, gosh. All right, here's the deal. I'm going to keep this, but we are openly acknowledging that if this Llanowar Elf dies, this hand goes to crap. This is one you definitely should mulligan. No seam rip or anything? Okay, cool. Okay, because that had potential to get real bad. Yeah, this is what we're here for, so we got to do it. Go get 2 forests. Now, the intriguing thing is we're playing against blue-white, and we do have Cavern of Souls. However, if the opponent... You know what? Nah, we're just going to do this. And just say if they have something, they have something. So be it. Alright, Candy Trail. That also lets them gain life, so that's tough. I think we're supposed to just Anticausal Vestige here. Not even at a discount price. I think we just pay the full load. Why did I say that phrase? That's... Yeah, pause. Alright. I'm just gonna hit the opponent. Like, do what you're gonna do, I guess. They're at 8. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just land Day of Judgment. Oh, White Auracite. Okay, well, that's not as bad, I suppose. Wow, that's disappointing. If we attack, is the opponent willing to... Well, whatever. You can block the 1/1 and go to 1. They weren't interested in my shenanigans. Okay, well... Here's the thing. I feel like there's probably... No, they're not. You're not going to get rid of artifacts here, right? You're not playing Ultima. Here you go. I mean, if they do Ultima, we get the Terror of the Peaks back, so whatever. Okay, cool. Ooh, this is... Alright, we're going to keep it. Mostly because I just want to see what happens. I think you're supposed to mulligan this, though. No action, really, until, like, turn 3 or 4 is not great. But we do have a removal spell for something early, which is kind of nice. If we're even going up against something where a removal spell matters. This could also just be some kind of control pile, and this hand does even less. Nope, it's exactly not that. That's good. Do we get the opponent to waste a protective spell here? I think we try. I mean, if they have it, they have it. That's fine. We can live with that. Because we're going to need them to expend those sooner or later. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, well then drawing that. That's also good. Yeah, we've talked about this maybe on yesterday's video, the day before, but anytime you can get the creatures out of the way in these mono-white Auras decks, they can just end up with a lot of stuff that doesn't go anywhere. Oh, they found more creatures, though. Oh, this is not helpful at all. Let's pass. There's an interesting thing here, right? Like, we could search for something that costs 5. Oh, you know what? You know what? I have an idea. I have an idea. There's a way we could win this. It's going to be kind of wild. But, no, it wouldn't work, because this would have to leave at the end of turn. Never mind. Doesn't do what I wanted it to do. I was thinking about something that's not even actually really possible. So what we have to figure out is, does the opponent have, like, shelters and stuff, or what the situation is here? Pass the turn. If we needed, this would be 4. We would need 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think we'll live long enough to get there. Even if we just search up a land and put it on the battlefield. Yep, here come the enchantments. We may have to just try to get rid of some, but... Ethereal Armor, yep, pump your team up. Alright, well, we're dead next turn, right? Basically what this means. So what kind of plan would we have? If they, assuming they have an enchantment of any kind, we're dead, right? And they haven't been playing whatever cards in their hand, so I assume even if it's just a shelter, we're dead. So... what do we do? What do we do? I'm trying to think, like, do we search for something? Getting a land isn't enough. I don't know what we'd go get is the problem. If I get rid of the Ethereal Armor... Sorry, opponent. If we get rid of Ethereal Armor, they would have 3, 6, 7, 8. Still in enchantments 9, 10 plus. So that doesn't really matter. I guess if we put a land onto the battlefield, though, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we still wouldn't be able to max size a Smuggler Surprise. So I guess we just go search and see if there's something. But I don't know what something would be that would matter. Like, we can get rid of one of their creatures? Alright, we can't get rid of the flyers, though. Alright. Huh. It's 1 mana short of what we need to be able to do. Well, alright. I mean, I guess we'll do what we can do. Alright. So we know what the card in their hand is not, right? It's not another Shard Mage's Rescue. So we could play the Vestige, get a free Regent. We get 3 life. I mean... we probably are still wrecked with the shelter, but it's better than nothing. Might be all we can do. Another Anticausal Vestige. Alright. Go to 14. I'm assuming it's a shelter or something similar. Like a Well, not that. I was thinking maybe a the 1 mana enchantment, remove stuff 2 or less. Now, if they don't have anything good, can we get another land? Okay, that would allow us to make 3 copies of the Regent. I'm just going to put this on Dragon. I'm not sure it matters. But 3 copies of the Regent means we get to gain a lot of life. And that's not nothing. And if we play the Anticausal Vestige, we get 1 copy. But the stuff that enters is tapped. So I think we have to do this. I mean, it's something. I mean, we're not dead. All right. I mean, we're hanging in there. I mean, sooner or later, they're going to get rid of the Regent, right? Oh, gosh. Everything's attacking. You have an answer for the Regent, obviously, or that wouldn't be happening. What is your plan, though? Well, now we have a Smuggler surprise, so they can't even... I guess they could flash something in. What do you have? 4, 5, 6, 7? All right. Nothing? Really? After all that, I was seriously thinking, like, okay, they're going to do something to this. I'll probably Smuggler's Prize to keep the creature alive and then see if they have a second thing. You know, I was just thinking about ways to protect this creature. It turns out they just attacked with everything for no reason. What were those cards? Those have to be the seam rips or whatever, right? Because I don't think there's anything else that deck plays that they couldn't use there in some way, shape, or form. But hey, I guess we win on the back of Bloomvine, Regent, and Devastating Onslaught. Like, we played almost no spells that game and somehow won. That is very silly. All right, we'll try to make something out of this. And we can at least Cavern of Souls, Badger Mole, or Badger Mole, Cavern of Souls, more accurately, so that we can get something out of them. Do I want to put it on Dinosaur? Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. And I don't even think it's worth attacking and seeing if they'll trade, because obviously we play a land and then we can just Smuggler Surprise, go ham. So are you playing... oh, there's white mana. Oh, Badger Mole. Oh, it's a good time to be a Badger Mole right now. All right. We should be in pretty solid shape, I would imagine. Let's just pass. Yeah, we're about to have 2 giant-sized monsters, and we're going to get a couple of cards in 6 life. This is good times. Oh, Bridget. Oh, is opponent going to attack with their Battler? I dare you. Excellent. Ooh, I almost chose the wrong option. That would have been terrible. Alright. Well, could have used better cards, but I'm not going to complain too much. Alright. I see you, Surak. Let's attack. You know what? I might even just attack with Badger Mole Cub here. What the hell? Like, if your opponent blocks and trades, I'm down. Oh, that's how you know things are good. When your opponent doesn't even want to block the Badger Mole and give up anything. Yeah, I'm going to end the turn. Leave myself something in case of a weird Day of Judgment or split up or whatever. I mean, opponent has a lot of mana here too, potentially. All right, they're now down to 10. which lets them get another Kithkin. Opponent's just saying GG's. All right, cool. That works for me. This is tough. I don't think this is bad enough to throw back, but not being able to play Llanowar Elf on 1 is a bit rough. However, if we play Llanowar Elf on 2 and it dies, then fine. We follow up with some Bloombind Regents and just see how it goes from there. It's probably all we can do. Hey, the elf didn't immediately die. I mean, it probably dies now. Oh, it's not even. Well, okay. That's a pleasant surprise. All right, well, let's go get us some lands then. No point targeting the Iron Shield Elf since it can just regenerate or whatever. Or gain indestructible, I guess, since we don't regenerate these days. All right, but if they don't kill Llanowar Elves now, we can go straight up into Vaultborn Tyrant. What is this guy? Who plays this? Well, that sucks for us. And we have to block? All right. Sure, you got it. That's super unfortunate. But hey, it worked. You know, one of those things you go, it's weird, but can't hate it if it works, right? Let's get some life. And then I guess because they might have another Fear of the Hunted, we should just attack with Llanowar Elf so we don't have to block with it. That's such a funny situation. Fortunately, our creatures that we are playing do gain life and such. Hey, I've seen this dude. Just a big 7/2 nothing, right? Yeah. Hardly anybody plays that, but it's kind of funny that it showed up. Alright, so then we'd have 2, 4. Yeah, we still have 7 mana, right? Assuming I can do real math. Get a Vaultborn Tyrant. Gain life, draw a card. Ooh, Terror of the Peaks is nice. Alright, now I would gladly block with the Vaultborn Tyrant. Also helps that some of our creatures like Vaultborn Tyrant and Surrak have trample. Yeah, I'm blocking. And do I care about the extra mana here? Probably not. I'd actually rather just get rid of their body. I'm okay with that. Yeah, sure. You get to kill a Vaultborn Tyrant. I like what they're doing, though. They're playing creatures with abnormally large power and then taking advantage of bulk up. That's actually a pretty solid strategy. Gain life, draw a card. Yeah, that'll do it. Actually, just attacking there would have been enough, because that's 6, 10, 11, 12. Oh, no, would have been only 14, actually, because it's +2. So yeah, I guess we would have needed some extra damage. We were at 23. It's not like we were going to lose, though. We'll keep this. There is a downside to Surrak with the Devastating Onslaught. It's one of the things you don't want to copy, because legends just die before you get to do anything with them. So that is a little disappointing, but still worth it. You know what? I see this sometimes on the ladder, and I don't think I've ever built a deck with it, but I do find it to be an interesting kind of card to just show up every once in a while. His Death Touch too, right? Yeah. Oh, you're playing 2 of them. Well, that's cute. Guess I won't be attacking with the Badger Mole Cub, because that seems like a bad idea. Yeah, no attacking. I think... We could do a thing where we attack with Surrak, mill and protect Surrak, just to get one of the Death Touchers out of the way. Then on the next turn, be able to Smuggler Surprise, hopefully with whatever we find. I think that would be a reasonable plan. It takes 4 mana to do its thing, right? Yeah. Whoa, what are we doing? Oh, we're fighting the Badgermole. Okay, well that changes things a little bit. But we got a card for our troubles, so I'm not that upset by it. Faultborn Tyrant. That's nice. I think we go ahead and take 2. Just because they are playing blue, if we can use it to protect stuff later, it's probably smart. Let's go ahead and attack with a Surrak. I mean, you're obviously not blocking. I mean, I guess you're thinking about blocking. I wouldn't know why. That's funny, though. Coordinated Clobbering. Genuinely the first time that card's been played against me. Actually, the first time I've seen that card resolved. Like, I don't think I've played it either. Alright, so that's going to let you go find 2 land? Yeah. I mean, they have a ton of mana now, so whatever they want to do is pretty legit. They were going to try again. Look at you, opponents. Not that I blame you, it's kind of a good plan. No Spell Pierce? They do still have a blue mana available. Okay, good deal. I will take these 2. And our creature does not die, which is great. Question now is, do we care about them having the Badgermole Cub or not? I don't believe we do. 2, 4, 5. Do I have anything? So I guess our plan should just be get rid of this, because that's obviously why you left it back. Attack with Surrak. And then just go get lands and hope for the best. I mean, this could get ugly. There's probably a world where they, I don't know, doppelgang or something with all this mana. Oh, Coma. Whoa. All right. Well, hey, legit plan. Can't hate you for it. Yeah. Coma. Well, opponent's hand's empty now. That's the good news. So, I think we just pass. Let the opponent attack. We'll Smuggler Surprise. Oh, excellent. That's just a Llanowar Elf. That makes life not suck nearly as much. Love the Coma shout, though. Like, we've played Coma a couple of times. 2, 4, 6, 7 that we can do. All right, so this works out. So let's go with this. So now we can block Coma and our creatures don't even die. Though, Anticausal Vestige dying would be kind of sweet here. Oh, and we got Calamity. That's all we need. Yep. Here it goes. Let her rip. Oh, we didn't even get to do the big thing. Yeah, for those that are unaware, what happens is you play Calamity, you copy the Vaultborn Tyrant, you get 2 copies, they all gain you a bunch of life, draw a bunch of cards, then you just shove into the red zone with, well, whatever that would be, 12, 16 power worth of Tramplers plus the Calamity and whatever. But didn't need it. It worked out. But yeah, there was a chance with all the mana they had, this could have been kind of rough. But I like what the opponent was doing here with the coordinated clobbering and the Death Touchers and all that stuff. Kind of a neat little deck. All right, well, obviously we have to keep this. Oh, yeah. I was about to say maybe not, but we do have a forest. They have the Lotus Pet. That's cool. Alrighty, let's see how this works out. Oh. Looks like you might have to do some work, little Surrak. Against a blue-black deck, Surrak's one of our better cards. Oh. Yeah, sure. That was interesting. Go attacking. You know what's funny? On the ladder, you see so many Bandits talents, and the card pretty much shows up nowhere competitively. I just find that to be such an interesting thing. I mean, admittedly, we're going to walk into a deadly cover-up here shortly, but in the meantime, well, maybe they don't have a deadly cover-up if you're just going to be picking off creatures and stuff here. Alright, they had the all-removal hand. Sounds like a plan. Alright. I mean, all I have is lands, so what else am I going to do, you know? Stock up works. Well, had we drawn a regular hand with real spells, we might have been okay. We only drew... Well, really, we cast 3 spells, and that's kind of been all we've done this game. I assume they will be getting some removal to deal with our Restless Ridgeline, which is unfortunate. But maybe we find like Calamity or something like that, force them to have to deal with that in the meantime. Or a Vestige would be cool. Anticausal Vestige would be pretty sweet. I'd be down with that. Restless Ridgeline, not so much, but sure. You block, you scry, you make a treasure. I don't know what we're doing now. Maybe we're looking for a Vaultborn Tyrant? Yeah, I don't know what we're doing otherwise. Like, alright, here we go. They're doing something. Oh boy, you're going to be disappointed with our hand. Oh, okay. Sure, and we got the Calamity, so that's interesting. Huh. We're going to have to discard both cards in our hand to this, right? Discards 2 cards unless they discard a non-land card. So I'm going to take a chance on this and just put it on... I kind of want to put it on Dragon, though. I think we just have to put it on Dinosaur. And hope we hit the Vaultborn Tyrant. Yeah, obviously they're going to try to kill Calamity here. And they have the mana to kill Calamity and play the Bandit's Talent, get rid of our hand. So that's just a tough situation for us. We're in no way surprised by this, let me tell you. Yeah, empty our hand. You gotta do something. Terror of the Peaks, also good. With the opponent being at the life total they're at. Alright, pass the turn. Here's something interesting. If we copy our Restless Ridgeline, they already enter tapped and attacking, right? So we wouldn't have enough. We'd only be getting in for something that... Well, if they block Calamity, yeah, alright, maybe. Well, now they have 2 blockers anyway. They could have also activated a land. I was going to say, if they do anything else, they lose here. So they can't do that. Alright, so what are we looking to do? If we activate our land, we can copy it, attack. They block with Verdict Core, they block with Deceit. They take 4, and we lose a land. Though they could also activate their Death Touch land, and then get rid of our Calamity. That would suck. So I think we just pass. Really no need to do anything else. Like, they're mostly in top deck mode, but I think as long as they have mana, they're going to keep mana up to try to block. So it's really about us finding an additional creature here. Something of more substance than just our land. Oh, we're going to get aggressive and attack with our land? If so, I have to assume they drew a removal card. Wait, they must have just changed their mind. Why did you not untap your Verdict Core? What's going on? Alright, well, I messed up. Should have put it on Dragon. Well, we will pay for the Quincha. Are we still going to get out of this? Wow. This feels like no way we should have won this. But you know what? Sometimes things just go your way. Yep, you activate your land. Doesn't matter. Terror of the Peaks damage will do them in. Though we could just get rid of both blockers just to be that guy. Wow. That felt so far away from winning. That is crazy. Oh, this is an easy mulligan. That's not even a question. Alright, let's keep. And let's go for it. This is just... We're going to say, hey, we get the mana, we're going to hope to hit something Smuggler Surprise. Probably a terrible strategy, but you know what? We're going to go with it anyway. And we'll just see how things play out. Oh, it's the mono blue deck. Yay, us. We'll attack. We're going to play a Llanowar Elf. In the turn. We may have to get sneaky and try to get to where we have 8 mana and can just maximize the Smuggler Surprise type situation. Let's go attacking. Just trying to get them to commit some cards here. Which they're not willing to do. They're obviously just playing a heavy control pile at this point. They're wanting us to activate our creature lands and all that good stuff, so... 4, 5, 6, 7... yeah. We could go for 8. Alright. No attacks. Let's see if they want to do something. They're not going to do anything during our end step either. Ooh. Ah, if we're going to do it, I think we got to do it now. Alright, here's open. Alright, sure. Do I put Stormbrood in Battlefield? I'm going to put Stormbrood in because I can't cast that with my mana currently. And like, sure, you play Spot Removal, get rid of Calamity. That's fine. Like, it wasn't worth the risk to not do it otherwise. Oh, that's a fun card. Alright, how much can we do now? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Probably not worth it. Let's just play a full-size Vestige. Ooh, wait, actually. 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'm one short. If this land was untapped, I could have Terrored and Vestige, and that would have been kind of sweet. I think we just play Vestige here. And attack. So now, if they sweep the board, Vestige goes away, we get to play Terror, then we attack with Terror plus lands. Yeah, we're good. Okay, found a way to get there. Chose to play stuff in the right order. Yep. Get in there! Yeah! Yeah, this is definitely a deck that was just waiting to counter and kill stuff, and we just weren't giving them more than the Land of Werewolves. This is one where we got a little lucky because we did draw a little bit land heavy, but being able to just be patient and just set up a play where it's like, okay, now we're going to go for it. Soon as they're only out here is to play a sweeper, and Costage actually helps us out because we had a creature in hand that was able to give us lethal plus. This was 10 damage actually, so that's kind of, I guess could have been more with the Badger Mole Cub. But yeah, cool, man. A little bit of surprise, but we'll take it. Yeah, y'all, I'm not going to lie to you. This deck looked weird as a version of this, but there were a couple of times that Devastating Onslaught was better than Smuggler Surprise, right? Like, Devastating Onslaught was just the card just let us win a couple times. One time copying Terror of the Peaks, one time copying Bloomvine Regent. So, yeah, a little bit surprising how this deck worked out, but maybe it's just a matter of the deck is able to get so much mana on the battlefield that the Onslaught just did its job. So I can see how this deck could be pretty good if you wanted to play it in just ranking up the ladder, because I think we only lost 2 games. I'd have to go back and look at the footage. Hopefully it'll be on the screen here. But it was either 2 or 3 games that we lost, which is cool. Nothing to be upset about there. And we beat a control deck, right? We beat some of the aggro decks. Like, we just fought back and forth in games of Magic and had big comebacks. And yeah, it's hard to be too upset about this one. This is a little bit of a surprise. It's interesting because it has some of the typical parts you would expect to see in a Smuggler Surprise deck, but the Onslaught's definitely different. Surrak definitely different, but not bad. Surrak came in clutch a couple of times as well, and playing Anticausal Vestige. We were able to win a couple of games, particularly where we thought they were going to sweep the board. It's like, okay, well, we'll just play Costage or Vestige, and then whenever it goes away, great. Now we get a 5 or 6 power thing or 6 cost thing, and then we're good to go after that. So yeah, every card played its part. Round of applause. If anything, maybe one less Restless Ridgeline, I think could be pretty good. The one commercial district could also just be some land. I don't know if it needs to be a commercial district, honestly. I'd rather it be another mountain or a forest, just so we have fewer lands entering the battlefield tap. Granted, we don't have a lot before turn 3, but the turns you do want to play like a Llanowar Elf or Badger Mole Cub or something into like a Bloomvine Regent, these lands can gum up things a little bit. So I'm going to say that we can do without one of those and play one more forest. And then we'll still leave the Restless Ridgelines because they do help in the control matchups and things, which you are otherwise a little bit weak to. So yeah. But this link's going to be up over on Moxfield, like you would expect. Feel free to download it, play it, check out our other decks that are there, because we've been playing a lot of crazy stuff this season. There was a lot of ways to build, even old decks like this one, that deserved an update. And this was actually pretty worthy of it. This is cool. Something different, but also familiar. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.